Namaste, Sakshi, Manasakshi. I am Priya Goteti. Welcome to Immigration Talk Show with Dr. Srinivas Kaveti Garu from Kaveti Law Firms. Please note that Sakshi TV now has 5 immigration shows: Monday with Somi Reddy Law Firms, Tuesday with Kaveti Law Firms, Wednesday with Prashanti Reddy, Thursday with Chand Parvataneni, and Friday with Banu Ilengar. Please tune in to ask your questions. If you are an immigration attorney and would like to join our special shows, please contact usa@sakshi.com or call us at 866-725-7441. So before we begin the show, please note that Sakshi TV or its agents are not responsible for use of this information. The information provided on this show is just only a general purpose information only. For any legal advice, please contact the Kaveti law firms directly. So without any further ado, please welcome our Dr. Srinivas Kaveti Garu to our show. Hi, Kaveti Garu, welcome to our show.
Hello, Andy, Priya. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's always pleasure to have you, Andy. సో గుడ్ న్యూస్ ఏంటంటే వ్యూవర్స్ గారు కవిటి గారు ఇండియాకి ట్రావెల్ అవుతున్నారు 4 weeks కి. సో ఈస్ డూయింగ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ సెమినార్స్. సో కవిటి గారు ఈ సెమినార్స్ ఎవరికి, లైక్ స్టూడెంట్స్ క్యా లేకపోతే ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ క్యా, ఎవరికి సెమినార్స్ యాక్చువల్లీ దాని గురించి చెప్తారా?
అవునండి, I'm leaving actually on this Monday, but 20th I'm arriving. We're doing shows for seminars for students first, and I'm visiting a lot of universities and to advise them, what courses they have to take and what is the procedures to get a student visa for UK or for USA or Canada or Australia or New Zealand. Okay, రెండోది, we're doing shows for high-tech professionals where, because the Trump is taking over the charge next month, kada. So there are a lot of changes for next year, 2025, tech workers. And are there any changes for H-1B? Is it going to be any changes in backlog of green cards? And ఇప్పుడు తను, he was saying that he's going to bring changes in immigration law and a skilled migration laga, because high-tech workers, మన వాళ్ళందరూ specialized occupation కదా. UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they have point system migration. And he's been saying that he will bring some changes in immigration law. So, and he did not come with specifics, but he has come up with that idea in his, manifesto. So, then came changes వస్తున్నాయి. So, is it going to affect our Indian technology workers? For example, any backlogs, is he going to clear any backlogs? The most important part ఏంటంటే, he's coming up with a presidential signing. He's coming with a executive order, and the first day ఏమన్నారంటే, anybody who's in the country who's overstayed, those of or undocumented aliens or people who have crossed the borders, వాళ్ళందరినీ కూడా he wants to deport them. And ఇంకొక restriction ఏంటంటే, he wants to build the border, wall. And then he said, ఇంకొక నినాదం ఏంటంటే, just like Modi, he says, hire Americans, build Americans, do things with Americans. ఆ నినాదంతో వస్తున్నారు. So it's definitely affecting, it's going to affect our immigrants, workers in America, adokati. And he's coming, he wants to come up with a law that those who come to United States for having children, and those who are pregnant, those who come to America, so once they come and have a child in America, he wants to come up with a law saying that, hey, you can't get a citizenship for the children born in America. And he wants to change the Citizenship Act. ఇప్పుడు గతంలో చూసుకుంటే, even we in India, Modi also changed Citizenship Act. People who have migrated to India, for example, Rohila, వాళ్ళే కానీ, లేకపోతే people who came from Bangladesh, they got green cards in India. I mean, India, they've got citizenship. A similar thing that he's coming up, he wants to change that, because in UK, Australia, Canada, they don't have that privilege. If you go to those countries and one of the parent is not a permanent resident or a citizen, you cannot become a citizen automatically. For example, if you see Middle East now, చాలా మంది మన Indian workers are there in Middle East, but merely living there for 20-30 years. And if you have a child in that country, doesn't mean that you get a Saudi Arabia passports or anything. Similar thing he wants to bring in. So he wants to make those changes in immigration law. ఇవన్నీ కూడా we wanted to speak to different students, IT professionals. And the biggest thing is, I'm going to do some seminars for Chamber of Commerce. అంటే సూరత్లో, హైదరాబాద్లో Chamber of Commerce law. These are all industry people and business people. those who want to set up companies in America, those who want to come to America on an L1 visa, changes ఏమన్నా ఉన్నాయా అంటే all those things we will be talking. Normally, when I go, I address a lot of seminars, and this gives a lot of information, and basically that's all, just to educate people of different these things. Because many international lawyers say ఏంటంటే they do big advertisements in their own countries, but nobody goes to India and does seminars. And some of them they go for investors category clients తెచ్చుకోవడానికి చేస్తారు. But this time I'm going to do it for education consulting companies, even IT companies, tech workers, and Chamber of Commerce. That's what my intention is. Just to share the wisdom and inquiry and with.
Yes, మీ సెమినార్స్ ఎప్పుడు మాకు చాలా వాల్యుబుల్ ఉంటాయి. సో లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ టు ది వ్యూవర్స్ కూడా దొరుకుతుంది. సో డోంట్ మిస్ ద సెమినార్స్ వ్యూవర్స్. అండ్ సో మీరు ఇందాక అన్నట్టు వీ హ్యావ్ లైక్ డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్లో దే ఆర్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజెస్ దట్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యాపెన్. సో విల్ డిస్కస్ లైక్ టుడే అవర్ టాపిక్ వుడ్ బి వాట్ చేంజెస్ ఇమిగ్రేషన్ లా అండర్ డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. సో అందరికీ ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ మీరు అన్నట్టు ఏంటంటే గ్రీన్ కార్డ్. విల్ దెర్ బి ఎనీ చేంజెస్ ఇన్ గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ బ్యాక్లాగ్ ఫర్ ఇండియన్ నేషనల్స్?
Adi, he did not speak much on at green cards backlogs. He did not speak much, Andy. So there will not be any big changes. And see what happens if there's a lot of illegal workers are thrown out. Economy would be better, gada. When the economy is better, people will get jobs, and they can keep their houses, cars, and everything. But ఏమవుతుందంటే because of the economy, people are reverse migration అవుతుంది. They're all lot of immigrants and technology workers are going back to India. That will stop until there's a ripple effect. Indian economy is growing because all this talent is going back. Ippudu Modi garu said digital India. It's a big ninadam. So a lot of these people with a lot of education in America, work experience, they're going and starting a lot of startup India and kuda oka movement తీసుకొచ్చారు ఏది Modi garu. So a lot of people are going and doing a lot of startup companies. I mean, if you see in the world now, Israel is the biggest country startups. Because if you see Hyderabad now, Revant Reddy has started an artificial intelligence park, AI park. So all these people are going back, and they're doing new technologies, learning new technologies, artificial intelligence and digital, cloud computing. And they're also going and relearning and skills నేర్చుకుంటున్నారు. So there is economy is also going big in India too, because what happened after COVID, a lot of companies they pulled out from China. They're all now going to India, and obviously Trump has a very good relationship with Modi. He said they are trade partners and antunaru. So he would definitely encourage some trade towards India and from India to US. Trade relations will become better, and those are the changes would come up.
So what would be the impact on Indian IT consulting firms?
Indian IT consultant firms, he is going to, and ఇప్పుడు తన ఏంటంటే he wants to scrutinize. There'll be a lot of visa audits ఉంటాయి. Even tomorrow, when somebody outsourcing, some companies bringing workers from India, the visa will become difficult. There will be a lot of audits. అంటే ఏంటంటే these IT companies go immigration and custom enforcement guys will come. They will audit. అంటే you have to be careful next time. ఏదో వందల వేల మందికి డబ్బులు తీసుకొని filing applications for lottery, that will not be there. The second thing what they have done is, because before anta $10-20 లో అయిపోయేది లాటరీలో, now they have increased it to $200 plus for each application. Adokati. And second thing is, you can't file multiple applications. I mean, of course you could, but you should have a really bona fide job offer, not just like that. But IT consulting company, what they're doing, many of them, they're doing like a game on it. They're taking a lot of people applications, they're taking money from them. They're not filing. If they're filing, even if that gets picked up, they don't file it, they take the money. Ivanni kuda, all this auditing will be done, scrutiny will be more, so there'll be enforcement of immigration will be very high. And that means IT consulting companies, why? Because what Trump is saying, please don't displace American workers. Why they want to do, please give jobs to Americans, because hire Americans, నినాదం అంటే please give jobs to American citizens. So they don't want outsiders to come. And second, not to displace US American workers. If there is a job, try to give a job to an American. Then if you don't find, bring somebody. So recruitment efforts on the stick chain. So there'll be a lot of enforcement things. So IT companies has to be serious this time, not like before. And when you see Trump's administration, always enforcement of law is strict, and especially immigration, because last time, low, he closed many embassies all over the world in Islamic countries. And COVID also affected closure of a lot of consulates, and he was against the Muslims coming into the country. But now, I mean, he did not say anything like that. Recently, a lot of Maulvis and Muslims also, gave support to him. He might not do the same thing, but if you see the world, and if you see Germany, if you see Holland, if you see Poland, if you see America, UK, a lot of places where they're saying no more Muslims. So there's going to be definitely a change. And because of the COVID and not many consulates are functional, there's definitely going to be some definitely immigration backlog. And the good economy wise, because the interest rates have gone down, Biden administration law, we don't know what's going to happen next year. And the beauty is the moment he was elected, next day morning, the shares have gone up, which is a good news actually. So, I mean, there are good and bad, I could see. And most of the American Indians have supported him. And other thing is because the vice president wife is also an Indian. Let's see that there could be some positive connotations. And Modi is close to Trump, so there'll definitely be some good opportunities for high-tech workers and some trade partners with India and America.
సో ఇందాక మీరు చెప్పినట్టు సిటిజన్షిప్ ఉంది కదా, సో అదేమవుతుంది, లైక్ విల్ దట్ టేక్ ఇమీడియట్లీ ఎఫెక్ట్, ఆర్ లా కానీ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ కానీ షుడ్ దే గెట్ సమ్ మెజారిటీ, లైక్ సిటిజన్షిప్, లైక్ బేబీస్ పుట్టినప్పుడు అది ఇమీడియట్ గా అప్లికబుల్ ఉంటుందా, లైక్ ఇట్ టేక్ సమ్ టైం?
ఇప్పుడు law making process అనేది any democratic setup law, one, it has to be passed by both the houses. Ippudu luckily now Republicans are coming on the power in both the houses, so they could make a lot of changes under lawmaking process law. But for example, if you see in India, the BJP is in power in both the houses. So under pedaga opposition ledu Congress the. So they're passing a lot of laws. Let's say last time they've changed the constitution amendment, Kashmir special status thesis, and now new laws have been introduced. IPC have been amended. So they're bringing a lot of changes in financial laws and other laws in India because they have a majority. Similarly, when you see in America, the Congress and Senate has majority. Obviously, there are going to be some changes to the Citizenship Act. Yes, there will be a lot of changes. And he also said that he will do a lot of enforcement of illegal workers, illegal aliens. He's going to throw them out of the country. But sanctuary states are always there. They said, we're not going to cooperate. But he might put some sanctions on these sanctuary states. Sanctuary states, under there's no legal definition. And the city, municipality, they said, we will not cooperate with immigration and custom enforcement for searches, arrests, alantivi. So there is like Chicago, Washington State, Seattle, and New York. These are called sanctuary states. So he might come up with some, restrictions or some sanctions on these cities. But because in America is a presidential type of democracy, it's not like prime ministerial like India or England. So the presidents have limited powers for the federal subjects. And because they cannot do for state and city. So it's a complex system, and it's not that easy. Yesterday, one of the TV guys did an interview to me. They asked me, ikkada emergency amana pettocha US law. That's not there in the US Constitution. You cannot suspend the fundamental rights. What they did it during the time of Indira Gandhi in India, because it's a different setup. It's a parliamentarian type of democracy, and Constitution is based on English Constitution and Scotland Constitution and Australian Constitution and US Constitution also. But US Constitution is not based on anything else. So this is a different document altogether. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే civil rights liberties మన మానవ హక్కులు it's very high. So that cannot be done in America.
సో శ్రీనివాస్ గారు ఇలా H1 కి కూడా వేజ్ లిమిట్స్ పెంచుతాము అని చెప్పి కూడా టాక్ ఉంది. వెదర్ ఇట్స్ అ రూమర్ ఆర్ ఇట్ విల్ బి ఇంప్లిమెంటెడ్. దాని నుంచి వేజ్ లిమిట్ చేంజెస్ ఏమైనా చూడబోతున్నామా మనం?
See, wages అనేది, see, it's again, you must understand, wages అనేది state subjects. Department of Labor is a state subject. And it is also a federal subject. It's called concurrent list law వస్తుంది. See, in Constitution, there are 3 lists. And one is called federal list, second is called state list, and third is called concurrent list. Ippudu, if you see the foreign workers, because the immigration controls the working conditions of a foreign worker, the Department of Federal Labor has to do it. And mostly every year, the way they do it in America, the way the inflation is, consumer price index, deflation, even economic factors. Based on that, what they do, they change the wage structure. I mean, if there is a big, inflation or anything in America, obviously wage structures will change. And for foreign workers in the country, if a US company is hiring an American worker, whatever the salary you're going to give it to an American worker, American citizen, you have to give the same thing to a foreign worker. There might be changes. That's not a big deal. It always happen as per the statistics and economic factors. కానీ ఇప్పుడు ట్రంప్ గారు అదేం చెప్పలేదు. ఇట్స్ టు ద స్టేట్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అండ్ ద ఫెడరల్ సబ్జెక్ట్.
ఓకే. సో జనరలీ లాస్ట్ టైం ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ లో మాట్లాడుకుంటే చాలా మంది డినయల్స్, రిఫ్యూజల్ రేట్స్ అవి ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి అంటారు. సో ఇప్పుడు ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైమ్స్ కానీ, డినయల్ కానీ, H1B వీసాస్ కానీ, ఎనీ వర్క్ వీసాస్ కానీ అలా డినయల్స్ ఏమైనా అవుతాయి ఎక్కువ?
గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్ అండి. He said the visa scrutiny will be very high. Until there will be more RFIs for the consulting companies. And at the time of visa interview, when they go back, there'll be more compliance. Enduku, because his policy is to encourage Americans to be given jobs kada. If you're bringing people from overseas, he wants to see that first you should give it to the Americans and then to the outside people. So obviously, because of the administration policy is to encourage the local guys, definitely it will be more strict and scrutiny will be more. The second thing is making changes in B1, B2 visas and the people who are coming for visit kada, B1, B2 visas, he's making a lot of changes. He wants to curtail all of that. And the koni benefits kuda he wants to change, public benefits, public charges. And the koni benefits like insurance benefits egani, there are, other medical benefits have any kuda restriction chesta antunaru. We should see, how we'll prioritize and do it. But overall, when they see he wants to stop the war, which is a good sign. He wants to be peaceful in the world, peace in the world, which is another good thing. But definitely it's going to affect the immigrants, workers. And when the illegal immigration stops, if people who are on a student visa, people who are on H1B visa, people who are lawful in the country, there are better opportunities for the employers and companies and the legitimate employees. That's what he's encouraging.
ఓకే. సో ఇందాక మనము ఇక్కడ బర్త్ రైట్ సిటిజన్షిప్ ని చేంజ్ చేసే అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయని చూసాం కదా. సో చాలా మంది ఇట్లా యుఎస్ సిటిజన్ ని మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకొని దే ఆల్సో గెట్ లైక్ గ్రీన్ కార్డ్స్ అండ్ దే ఆల్సో లైక్ స్పౌస్ కూడా సిటిజన్షిప్ వస్తుంది. సో దాంట్లో ఏమైనా చేంజెస్ చూడబోతున్నామా?
Green card through family migration, there are not changes. No, he did not say anything on that context. Only he's concentrating on this wall and the construction of wall. He doesn't want illegal migration. People who are being criminals in the country, he wants to kick them out of the country. And what is the other thing, beautiful thing he's saying? If anybody comes into the country and apply for asylum, he's saying that stay outside. For example, if you're coming from Central America, stay in Mexico and then apply for asylum. If your asylum application gets through, credible fear interview, then you can come back into the country. And he wants to clear backlogs of asylum also. Let's see how far that will happen. And in the country, this, if it as it is, if you see the interest rates have gone by federal government, and we don't know what's going to happen next year. ఇప్పుడు ఎప్పుడు కూడా కన్జ్యూమర్ ప్రైస్ ఇండెక్స్ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, ఇన్ఫ్లేషన్ డిఫ్లేషన్ అని ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ ఇట్ చేంజెస్. వెన్ ఈ టేక్స్ అప్ ది chair, we don't know what's going to happen. But when you see economy, ఎందుకంటే ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఎఫెక్టింగ్ ఎ లాట్ అండి. ఇప్పుడు చాలా కంపెనీస్ దే ఆర్ రిట్రెంచ్మెంట్ ఫైర్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఎందుకు? ఆటోమేషన్ ఎలాగైతే అయిందో ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఇస్ టేకింగ్ ఓవర్ ది ఐటీ ఇండస్ట్రీ, ఆల్సో మెడికల్ ఇండస్ట్రీ, లీగల్ ఇండస్ట్రీ, ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ, అన్ని ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఏఐ ఇస్ కమింగ్ బిగ్ టైమ్. And billions of dollars are invested by Google and Apple and every company. Even China is investing billions of dollars in AI. Mari even if you see ఇప్పుడు ఆయనే ఇప్పుడు ట్రంప్ అడ్వైజర్స్ ఇప్పుడు రామస్వామి కానీ లేకపోతే ఎలాన్ మాస్క్ వీళ్ళందరూ వచ్చి and he's bringing some automatic cars without a human being. That because robotic engineering, restaurants le gaani lekapothe many industries, robots gaani, data and cloud engineering, they're all changing kada. And a lot of companies are closing and moving it to other countries, outsourcing, and new technologies are being invested and people are re-engineering themselves, learning new technologies. This is going to affect a lot. And China is also doing a lot of things in that, but it's going to affect a lot in the world, Andy. So that definitely it's going to be a different economy and technology factors and a lot of things in another 4 years when he's there.
ఇంకేమైనా చేంజెస్ చూస్తామా, లైక్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ట్రంప్ ఇన్ యుఎస్, కెనడా కానీ ఎనీ అదర్ ఇమిగ్రేషన్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ కంట్రీస్ ఏమైనా చేంజ్ అవబోతున్నాయా?
Canada, they said we don't want anymore, and they closed the doors. Anybody who's coming from America to Canada, Canada to America, they said we close the doors, we don't want. And వాళ్ళు కూడా they're increasing, they're also scrutinizing, they're changing the laws to get green cards, permanent residency. So UK is almost tough now. Ante if you stay there for 5 years and work, you can apply for PR and leave to indefinite to remain. But even Australia is also increasing their benchmarks. Ante English proficiency gaani lepothe skills gaani. And the priority list, there's a list called priority occupation list ani. In the priority occupation list, unfortunately, UK, Canada, Australia, IT programmers were there. Now they're changing. They're saying that we don't want too much of IT programmers because students who are going from internationally, they're going on a master's in computer science, and these people are absorbed in the market and they're getting jobs there. So they're saying we don't need any outsiders. Atla, there are a lot of changes in these priority occupation lists. And even America comes with a priority occupation list. For example, if you see agriculture workers, and in agriculture also they're introducing artificial intelligence. Even in America, the way the Israel is doing agriculture farming with AI. So similar thing is coming in America. So a lot of changes. So every industry they're changing. Atla. So definitely there are going to be a lot of changes in many industries.
సో దీనివల్ల మనకి ట్రంప్ వల్ల మనకి ఇండియన్స్ ఇప్పుడు రావాలనుకునే వాళ్ళు, ఎస్పెషల్లీ స్టూడెంట్స్ మాస్టర్స్కి రావాలనుకునే వాళ్ళకి ఏమైనా ఇంపాక్ట్ ఉంటుందా?
అంటే సి ది ఎకానమీ వైజ్ ఇప్పుడు చూసుకుంటే లాట్ ఆఫ్ లేయింగ్ ఆఫ్ కదండి. Hundreds and thousands of technology workers are being laid off this year kada, 2023 and 2024. ఇప్పుడు lot of companies, even in India, because that has an effect in India too now. Ante what people are looking at is they're looking at going to Europe, they're looking at other countries. Germany is encouraging to come. Lot of European countries are encouraging the IT workers to come. Atlaga there are changes in the world in immigration policies. But when you see the American thing, because though hire Americans who manufacture in America, definitely there'll be impact on immigration and immigrant workers, and definitely. So it will definitely affect Indian technology workers or any workers, and it will definitely affect students kada. Because if you see in past 2 years, lakhs of students have come into the country. ఇప్పుడు basically if you see economics and business, demand and supply kadandi, there are a lot of supply now in America. If there's no more supply to American market, will they get a job? You have to be very competitive. And ఇంకొక ప్రాబ్లం ఏమైందంటే ఇప్పుడు US market లో all the education institutions after COVID, they're saying you don't have to come to the school. You can do courses online anywhere sitting in the world. When you're not attending the classes 20 hours a day, how will you acquire a skill sitting at your own room on your computer? You're taking the classes. Human interactions are less, kada. So people are not having those skills. So people are sitting in from home and doing it. So competency rate, skill rate, మనకు కొత్త skills తగ్గిపోతున్నాయి. So obviously you have to work more harder to acquire more skills. And they're saying you can also study from sitting from India as well. So a lot of US universities are offering programs online. People are sitting anywhere in the world and acquiring a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, certificate programs. So that's also going to impact and for students, those who want to come to America. Yes, it will definitely have an impact.
సో శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, యూ హ్యావ్ లైక్ ఆల్ ఓవర్ ది వరల్డ్, మోస్ట్లీ మీకు యూకేలో బ్రాంచెస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇండియాలో ఉన్నాయి, కెనడాలో ఉంది, యుఎస్లో ఉంది, అన్ని చోట్ల బ్రాంచెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు మనకి డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ రావడం వల్ల వీ హ్యావ్ సమ్ ఇమిగ్రేషన్ స్ట్రింజెంట్ కానీ రూల్స్ కానీ కొంచెం చేంజ్ అవబోతున్నాయి. సో డూ యూ థింక్ లైక్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎనీ అదర్ కంట్రీ ఆర్ స్టూడెంట్ వీసా కానీ అది బెనిఫిషియర్ అవుతుందంటారా, లేకపోతే స్టిల్ యుఎస్ విల్ బి వెల్కమింగ్?
See, if you see, Andy, America is the biggest market. All the universities, Ivy League universities, అన్ని ఇక్కడే ఉన్నాయి. And second thing is, if you see, Fortune 500 companies are also in America. Of course, America has a lot of employment opportunity, and the universities are the best. ఇంతకుముందు చూసుకుంటే people used to go to Oxford and Cambridge. These are all sandstone universities. Now US has the top universities in the world కదా. People definitely will come to America. But because other countries are also encouraging education, like Germany, they're giving free education. Italy is giving free education. A lot of European universities are giving free education. So obviously they'll go there and study there. And they're also getting work permits and PR. For example, if you see Poland or even Holland and other Lithuania, Latvia, they're giving PR. And Portugal also is giving green cards. So people are going to different parts of the world. Akkada easy అవుతున్నాయి గనుక one must understand it's not only just US, but they have to look for other countries also. And definitely US is a bigger market, people will come. But because it's going to be more stringent, so that means don't do fake documents, don't come with fake education, fake experiences, because it's going to be visa scrutiny will be going to be more. The fraud investigation will be more. So one has to be careful. అంటే ఇప్పుడు talented people, IIMs, IITs, people who got good bagging, top class, anywhere they go there, they can get jobs and they can crack interviews and they will have jobs kadandi. A jewel is a jewel, a diamond is a diamond wherever you go. It takes a time, but you will succeed. ఇప్పుడు చాలా సార్లు when I left India 30 years ago, 32 years ago, people asked me, even my father asked me, నువ్వు ఏంట్రా నువ్వు లా చేసి నువ్వు బయట కంట్రీలోకి వెళ్ళి బతుకుతావా, ఎలా బతుకుతావు? You're not a doctor, you're not an accountant, you're not a IT professional. But we are not making it, and we're doing very big because I'm a skilled lawyer. I had a gold medal in law, so I'm doing extremely well in many parts of the world. And it's a very tough profession. We are fighting as against locals in the country. This profession is dominated by whites. So మేము succeed అవుతలేమా అంటే competent ఉండాలి. You have to work hard and you have to work 13-14 hours a day and you have to have good skills. Definitely you can succeed అండి. చాలాసార్లు అంటారు అందరూ, మరి మీరు ఉంటున్నారు కదా అమెరికాలో, మమ్మల్ని రావద్దని చెప్తారేంటి అని. But if you can work hard and do things right way, yes, definitely you'll be succeeding. You'll make it. Networking and other skills పెంచుకోవాలి. As I was listening, you have to dress up well, you have to talk well, communication skills undali, you have to have more skills than local guys, and you should be able to work well 14 hours, 13 hours, and then prove yourself. Obviously, definitely వస్తాయి wherever you are. And to be honest with you, Priya garu, I go to UK, I pick up clients. I go to India, I pick up clients. I went to Canada, I picked up clients. We pick up clients in America too. So how we are doing it, Andy? Because I keep abreast of my knowledge of law in all parts of the world. So people call us with problems, we advise them. So when we advise them, they will give us work, kada? And we are paying all the bills in all these offices and paying salaries to all these countries, and how we are doing it by myself. So competency always plays a role, and it's always upgrading in the skills and knowledge and education. They can succeed, and that's my opinion, Andy.
యెస్ శివగా మీరు చెప్పినది చాలా కరెక్ట్. ఎందుకంటే మనం చూస్తే చాలా మంది ఒక కంట్రీ లాయర్సే ఉంటారు. ఈవెన్ ఇండియాలో కూడా ఇండియాకో లేకపోతే కెనడాకో ఓన్లీ వన్ కంట్రీకే అది స్టిక్ ఆన్ అయ్యి ఉంటారు. మీరు చాలా డిఫరెంట్ యూ ఆర్ ఆల్సో లైక్ ఇంగ్లీష్ సొలిసిటర్ యూకేలో అండ్ యూఎస్ లా చేశారు, కెనడా చేశారు. సో ఇవన్నీ మీరు చేశారు కాబట్టి అండ్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇండియాకి ట్రావెల్ చేసి సెమినార్స్ కూడా ఇస్తున్నారు. సో ఈ సెమినార్స్ ఎవరికి ఎక్కువ బెనిఫిషియరీ అవుతుందంటారు?
General public అండి, because I wanted to share my wisdom to people. ఎందుకంటే there is a lot of misinformation by the travel agents, lot of misinformation by the మన స్కూల్ కాలేజీలు స్టూడెంట్లు, ఈ మన వీసా ఇమిగ్రేషన్ ఏజెన్సీ కానీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కన్సల్టింగ్ కంపెనీస్ అండ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఐటీ కంపెనీ ఓనర్స్ ఆల్సో డోంట్ నో they're all sitting from India and running businesses అండి, and they don't comply the law in America. Small piece of information. People enter into an employment contract. The company is in New Jersey. Their employment contract says that the laws of Texas will apply, laws of California will apply. Antaru. The guy is sitting, the employee is sitting in New Jersey, the employer is sitting in New Jersey. How come the law of Texas and California applies, Andy? So because they don't follow the law, because they have to have a corporate attorney reviewing their employment contract. రేపు ఏదైనా గొడవ వచ్చినప్పుడు దే హ్యావ్ టు గో టు కాలిఫోర్నియా ఆర్ టెక్సస్ టు ఫైట్ లిటిగేషన్. సో దే డోంట్ కంప్లై ద లా, అంటే దే హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ లీగల్ అడ్వైజెస్ ఫ్రమ్ కాంపిటెంట్ లాయర్స్. అట్లా knowing the law helps a lot of people. So these are the things I'm going to talk and give information to people. Even students who are getting in trouble, lot of people. మొన్న మాకు కాల్ వచ్చింది, the guy he had some boozes and he was standing on the street. ఒక స్టేట్ లో పోలీస్ కేమ్ అండ్ అరెస్టెడ్ హిమ్. వై? బికాస్ తాగి రోడ్డు మీద నిలబడ్డావు నువ్వు. That's also an offense in some states. ఎంతమంది తెలుసండి law? So you need to know the law of this land. So I go and educate people in different parts of the country so that when they travel overseas, they're careful. Just to, it's part of my pro bono work and part of my community and giving back to the community. And వేరే ఇంకేం లేదు. And I want to give that back to the community.
Thank you so much, Srinivas Garu, for sharing all your knowledge with us. And this is Priya Goteti signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. Thanks for having me.